I'm going to start off by reading some poems from this kind of obsessive project I've been working on for about 11 years. And then the other poems are sort of just on their own. The Geese. After the sun was down and dusk had come, peering through half-shut eyes, I saw the geese. This must be somehow satisfactory. For when you died by your own hand, we lost wild geese and arrow-throated cranes and swans, horned owls, falcons, cormorants, long-tongued whose spreading wings I neither track nor care for. The two moved out into the darkness, leaving a space which seemed free of the dead. The living will comb the wide world for it, people say, the loyal and respectful and the shirkers. Everyone knows the truth of that. In your case, still, it is hard not to be taken in. You would have me put my faith in birds. His grief, and there's an epigraph by John Berryman from Dream Song number 40, which says, I'm scared of only one thing, which is me. Wound, your bluster is all wind. Sure as you are in warfare, the wreckage scatters far. All you say was taught in prophecy because I made it possible. A man who stumbles to keep his body whole without a fortress wall. To taste grief to the full and like a drunken fool, look back for his Eurydice and beg for mercy. His muse, and there's an epigraph by John Berryman from Dream Song 340, which says, the secret is not praise. Now to his harp, the blinded minstrel sang, to make a figure of dream in a woman's form, like white wings in the sky or a flashing thought. So he sat down where he had sat before, proud and brawny, but with tottery shanks. Not a word out of place, not a pointless word. Pear trees, pomegranates, brilliant apples, and as he toiled sure-handedly at this, wasting the body to undo the spirit, a heaviness came over him, and he said, I say, I am of yours, or do you not remember? Rag of a man that I am, is this the end of me? And near a pillar of the roof she paused, with hand held out to touch his chin. Oh yes. His music. There's an epigraph by John Berryman from Dream Song 354, which reads, the only happy people in the world are those who do not have to write long poems. His music. The muse brought to the minstrel's mind a song, a sweet new string upon a peg, so effortlessly, a vent lighting the passage to the storeroom. And plucking it, he took his joy. He sang, if someone cares to make gifts for you, accept them, breaking out in song for the joy of it, fooling around the way a boy will, always with a mad rushing or vain wandering over. And what he does not see he thinks is better. Air without light, substance forever changing, forever fugitive, forever new, feeding upon a shrinking self, knowing that he must finish what he started, whatever words might make her pause to listen. His illusions, and there's an epigraph by John Berryman from Dream Song 119, which says, shadow and act, now Apollo, now Narcissus, but neither and yet both, reforming both gods and men for the same purpose and effect. now Bacchus, now Telemachus, forever at war within a single body. All things are in his power, the undying, the ever new, and now Zeus, now veteran of being immortal. His narcissism, and there's an epigraph by John Berryman from Dream Song 145, which says, "Also I love him, me he's done no wrong." He chose to cherish water. On hearing this, the river filled and filled again, pure, without taint of earth. And with his words, the music of his infatuation enwrapped him, pleased by each purling note. And shining like a god, he lacked nothing at all. And facing sunrise, no less amazed, the earth could say no more except his name. His muse. And there's another epigraph from John Berryman from Dream Song number 207, which says, "Music comes painful as a happy look to a system nearing an end." Because the darkness in the heart turned outward, she looked at him with pitiless eyes. She thought, only reflection, lacking any substance. Not saying a word, just looking. And in her heart she rained an emanation of dense cloud, leveling trees, raging against the mountains, and he shrank back from those unmoving eyes in horror, with a fear of sudden ruin. He talked too much, and that was his undoing, worshiping unknown gods with unknown singing. There were signs of greatness, surely signs of promise, but she, with never a change in her expression, waited for winds which never came or blew, as though the gift of her sweet self was nothing. Shadow and act. The bone bag. When it's slung over his shoulder, he is a peddler still trying to hawk the calcified lives rattling inside. He raffles off the dactyl of each poem. He has merchandised the family, its skeletons, the boon ring of knuckles, a fracture of wings, the cartilage of tree, a skinned knee, and some semi-rigid cats. He has picked over his contentions. His spine murmurs with the heft of it. It is an archaeological find of language, the skull caps of adjectives and marrow of nouns, the nicked joints of commas, the fibula of 100 images kicked, some broken or lame that used to run. Everything depends upon his delivery, his reading tonight. But he is like a minstrel strutting on stage. He is the highly touted end man for the show, the Mr. Bones, the ones who prop the others. He has come to unburden for the final coda, to hymn verse, strum his words like a guitar, finger the fret. When the spotlight bags him, his eyes suggest gravity, but his tongue is bungled. A volt surges and deadens the spine of the audience. Throats are cleared, legs cross and uncross to cross again. Seats shift, fingernails are checked. The room is hushed. They must listen despite their revolt in seeing him stand so fossilized in his field, as knotted up as a scarecrow. Mercy is certainly in order, understanding they cannot do without this poet. He's the telltale heart. He is dying for each and every one of them. Lazarus resolved. God knows how he managed to rouse from the dark, dead supposedly dead. So suddenly the world is no house, but a mouth drawing him back in, fed by unusual breath, the tongue's louse, yawning fits, a dizziness in the head. The clouds hang pouty like broken eggs. The view is a blur, the cadavers strain. Each tendon has twitch. The filaments of legs creak like floorboards until there is pain, which means life. The hide smack red. Crags of rock shrug above, so the sky looks like rain. He comes out to a crowd, 2 sisters and a man, restoring him the way the sculptor builds resolution through fingers, ash, clay, whatever he can. The itch has gone with the worm's dedication. There was only faith for him to surrender then. In silence, it seemed, there was never that option. How am I on time? Am I okay? Okay, this is a little different. Narcissus. You lurch into this alley called Strawberry Way, moving among strangers. You'll find me strutting here, a cigarette soldered to my lips. I watch your every worm's movement so I can pack words around you and build a man. Words shoot out of all of my fingertips like the coarse vaults of God in a Blake painting. How much I want? Everyone shares a need. I adjust my belt buckle for the fattening of words, but you pass blind for some other ones flitting among hedges like sheets of paper, undreamed in the wilds. For that boy down the walk, the one with the long, loose, low-mane hair, who works the bushes and the low gullies like a scout. I will learn his movement and make it my own. I'll lean against this tree, a forgotten hoe, and though it is any tree, I stay propped there to remind you as you jostle past in jeans and t-shirt. I'm thinking about your skin beneath. I envision both legs sliding inside your pants like perfectly behaved pistons. My tongue tastes the passing breeze you leave. I want you to hold me in your mouth, melting like wafer with the whole tang musty scent of bodies reduced, so that smell of your skin remembers me there like fine dark curry. I would hope to linger on the breath for days like garlic. How much I need? Everything boiled down to greed. I'll watch you the way a blackbird waits for the easy drop of seed. Food is what I'll think about. How you are black olive eyes staring out from some thick dish, a veal puttanesca. How I'm like the red wine cheese ball offered up at some party you should be attending tonight. You'll drift back here later. You'll feel one last hunger knot. That other boy with pasta for hair, Jeffrey is his name, if he hasn't said so yet. He cannot fill you. He's got no appetite of his own. He's B-L-A-N-D. His trick heart's not in this. He's just wallet and slang, rum and coke and shin-lipped. Not a mirror for words or mean love. He won't rustle leaves and branches to shake you from yourself. I am that ill wind waiting to blow. I'll echo you for miles. And finally, Annunciation. We have come such a long way into this light, we men who carry other men, the millions of blue soldiers in your trenches, an army of brothers pouring from the dark closets where we've been hidden, passing wallets around, jibing our stories like buddies in wartime, keeping company side by side, clinging together the way the hinged membranes of a shell will. By living shouldered like that, we recognized sides. We gathered any shells broken beside us, but we've also died in little ways, in the wet throb of a voice, at the moth's breast where we set ears to listen to the slow flap of dust tick life. Somehow in that dark we managed wings, learn to unfold and light, understanding locked doors were merely open invitations, only latches to lift up and out of the way, like the wounded, the shell-shocked, we have hoisted onto our shoulders now, to march out from that destruction, past our gutted buildings and fire fields, beyond bare bulbs and the casualties of a mountain, taking the lead because we followed so well, because you have said all that could save us was a wing and a prayer.